Hello everyone. Welcome back to Sansan, Best Anime Reaction. In the previous episode, the story slowed down to fully explore the truth, and the emotional impact was intense. Now that the characters know what they're truly fighting against, everything feels more complicated. In this episode, I expect to see strong reactions from different characters, especially conflicting viewpoints about freedom, revenge, and survival. There's also a sense that this calm won't last long. Decisions made here could define the future of humanity. I'm curious to see whether hope still exists or if despair will take over. Let's jump into episode 19 and see how these opposing ideals begin to clash.
Bertolt. It hurts. It hurts so badly. Wait, are you? Oh, Sasha! You're in horrible shape. What happened to you? You're up! Aaron. Orman, I'm so glad you're back.
About time.
Captain, what happened? I saw Bertolt transform, but then everything gets kind of blurry. Did we fight them off? Is everyone okay?
It sounds like your recent memory was just about wiped out. Aaron, tell him everything. Okay. Are you up to speed now?
Yeah. We won.
Alright, grab a snack, sit back, and pretend we're hanging out rewatching Attack on Titan together, because we're about to dive headfirst into Season 3, Episode 19, The Basement. This is the episode fans waited for years to see, whispered about like an urban legend inside the fandom, and joked would never actually happen. And then suddenly, boom. The basement is real, the key works, and the world of Attack on Titan quietly explodes without a single Titan fight stealing the spotlight. This episode is special not because of action, but because of revelation. It's the calm after the storm, the inhale before the story changes forever. And yes, I'll keep things fun and conversational, but trust me, we're also going deep, because this episode absolutely deserves it. So let's start where all long-running obsessions begin. With a locked door and years of emotional buildup. After the chaos of Shiganshina, after Erwin's sacrifice, after Levi's impossible choice and Armin's rebirth from the dead moment, the surviving members of the Scout Regiment finally stand in front of Eren's old house. And honestly, the mood is not victory party. It's quiet, awkward, heavy. These kids did not win a prize, they survived a trauma. Eren, Mikasa, and Levi walk into the house like people returning to a childhood home after a funeral. Everything feels smaller, dusty, frozen in time, and this is important. The anime deliberately slows down here. No dramatic music screaming at you. No titans smashing walls. Just silence, footsteps, and the sound of destiny creaking open. Eren unlocks the basement with the key his father gave him. The same key that's been dangling around his neck like the world's most ominous accessory since episode 1. And what do we find? Not a Titan lab, not glowing artifacts, not a portal to another dimension. Just books. And the collective reaction of first-time viewers everywhere was basically, wait. That's it? But oh no. That's it. Everything changes now. The basement isn't hiding monsters. It's hiding truth. And truth, in Attack on Titan, is far more dangerous.
But of the Scout Regiment, there are only 9 soldiers left alive. The 9 of us.
That's what it looks like. The fighting ended 4 hours ago. We've been searching for survivors, but no luck.
So, to be clear, we resealed Shikanshina's gate, securing Walmaria. Rhina and the Beast Titan escaped, along with the quadruped. You managed to capture Bertolt. And then, with both the commander and me wounded, you had to choose which of us to give the injection to. And you did. I transformed into a Titan and killed Bertolt. I ate him.
Here.
Why, though? Why'd you pick me? No matter how you look at it, Commander Ervin's the one humanity needed the most. Captain, why'd you give me the injection?
Hey, I thought I told you to tell him everything, Jaeger. There was a short debate. Your friends here argue that you were the one we needed to revive. And when I disagreed, they staged a little mutiny.
It's true. Punish us as you will.
You'll certainly be disciplined for your insubordination. But getting punished isn't the same as making amends.
I know.
Thing is, I was the one who chose to revive you in the end. Or no. It's more like I chose this to be the place where Ervin died.
Sorry, I just don't understand. How could letting Ervin die be the right thing to do? What are the scouts without him? If he's gone, how will we go on?
You're right, Armin. I believe it should have been used on Ervin too. To be brutally honest... Never mind. It's a shame we had to choose in the first place. It's over now. Ervin told Levi to use the syringe as he thought best, and Levi chose to use it on you. What's done is done. Ervin's life and the power of a Titan both...
Than any Titan. Levi immediately does what Levi does best, practical violence against furniture. He breaks open drawers, panels, compartments, because of course Grisha Jaeger would hide secrets inside secrets. And sure enough, they find a false bottom containing 3 notebooks. Grisha's journals, his words, his memories. This is the moment where the show quietly tells you, hey, you thought this was a story about humanity versus Titans? Cute, let me fix that for you. Before we even open the books, the emotional weight is already crushing. Hange is visibly shaken. Levi is serious in a way that feels heavier than usual. Oren looks nervous, not excited. Because on some level, they all understand that once you learn the truth, you can't go back to ignorance. There's no unreading history. When Hange starts reading Grisha's journals, the episode shifts into a narrated flashback. And this is where Attack on Titan pulls off one of its boldest moves. It reframes the entire series without retconning it. Grisha explains that humanity does not exist only inside the walls. Let that sentence sink in. The walls are not the last refuge of mankind. They're not the final stand against extinction. They're a cage. Outside the walls, there are cities, nations, technology more advanced than what we've seen. Photography exists. Airships exist. Civilization continued, just not for the people we've been following. And this reveal is handled so calmly it almost hurts. No screaming. No dramatic gasps, just the slow realization that everything Oren believed, the very foundation of his rage, was built on a lie. The episode then introduces one of the most important concepts in the entire series, the idea of Eldians and Marley. Grisha reveals that the people who can turn into Titans are called Eldians, and they are hated, feared, and oppressed by the rest of the world. Titans are not random monsters. They are humans transformed as punishment, weapons, or tools of control. This is where the story shifts from survival horror to political tragedy. We learn that Eldians are forced to live in internment.
Rest on your shoulders. No matter what anyone says, that's the truth. It's part of who you are now. Accept it.
Wait, so does this mean that I need to become Ervin's replacement? There's no way. I can't.
Don't misunderstand us. There's no chance in hell that you could replace Ervin. That said, your self-doubt aside, you have a strength within you that no one else can claim. Don't let any of us regret this. Not me. Not either one of our mutineers here. Nor anyone else. And especially don't regret it yourself. Consider that your new mission.
Shut the hell up.
Yep, that's our Sasha. She's always been one to speak her mind. You know, since Ervin chose me to succeed him as commander, I'm more or less in the same boat as you. We'll just have to grin and bear it, while doing what we can.
I'll try.
Good. Now that we know Armin's all right, let's check out that cellar. Aaron, Mikasa, you two can come guide me and Levi. The rest of you stay. Keep an eye out for hostiles from here on the wall.
Got it.
Aaron, do you still have the key?
I do. Let's do this.
Aaron, behave while I'm gone, and I'll let you in on what I've been doing in the cellar. Agreed?
Aaron! How many times have I told you to stay out of there?
I don't get why it's such a big deal.
Because your father keeps his work tools down there. Medicine, too. It's dangerous for children.
Fine.
It's why I ask your intentions. They could be the key to turning the tide forever. You could save us. Intel suggests that the cellar of Jaeger's home in Shiganshina holds a vital secret regarding our enemy. We will form an expedition to find this
zones, marked by armbands like history's darkest real-world parallels. They are blamed for ancient crimes. Their bodies are weaponized. Their very existence is treated as a sin. And suddenly, the Titans aren't just monsters anymore. They're victims. Think back to all those mindless Titans wandering the land, eternally suffering, eternally hungry, eternally alone. They weren't born that way. They were made. And that realization retroactively rewrites every earlier episode. Every kill, every scream, every moment of triumph becomes morally complicated. Grisha's journals also explain the existence of the Nine Titans, the power Eren inherited, and the larger global conflict. T-play. Titans aren't just a curse, they're strategic military assets. Nations fight over them, control them, fear them. The walls were built not to protect humanity from Titans, but to isolate Eldians from the rest of the world, and to keep the world safe from them. Let's talk about Eren here, because this episode quietly breaks him. Up until now, Eren's motivation was simple. Titans took his freedom, so he'll kill them all. Clean, direct, angry, easy to understand. But now, Titans are humans. The enemy isn't mindless monsters. It's an entire world that decided people like him shouldn't exist. Eren doesn't explode. He doesn't scream. He doesn't rage. He goes silent. And that silence is terrifying. Because this is the moment where Eren's worldview begins to fracture. Freedom isn't on the other side of the walls. It's buried under centuries of hatred, history, and inherited sin. Another deeply important detail is how the episode handles Grisha himself. For a long time, he was a mystery. A possibly mad scientist. A morally questionable father. Maybe even a villain. But in this episode, he becomes something else. A tragic revolutionary. Grisha wasn't chasing power for power's sake. He was trying to free his people. He was trying to restore dignity to Eldians. And yes, he made horrific choices. Yes, he passed unbearable burdens onto his son. But he did so because the world
secrets. With that achieved, we may finally be able to break free from the Titans and bring an end to their 100-year reign.
Well, take us to your house.
Yeah, right.
Is this the place?
Left him no good options. Attack on Titan never gives you easy heroes. And Grisha is no exception. There's also a quiet brilliance in how the episode uses visual contrast. The photographs shown in the journals feel alien. Clean streets, different clothing, a sky that feels wider than anything inside the walls. It subtly reinforces how small and enclosed the world of the Scouts has been. This isn't just new information. It's culture shock. Imagine dedicating your entire life to fighting for humanity's survival, only to learn humanity never needed saving, just separation. Now let's talk about Armin for a second, because this episode confirms something crucial about him. He was the right choice. Armin processes the information differently than Eren. Where Eren internalizes and broods, Armin analyzes and connects dots. He immediately understands the implications. The enemy is not Titans. The enemy is the world's fear. Armin's dream was always about seeing the world beyond the walls. And now that world exists, but it's not beautiful in the way he imagined. It's complex, cruel, and deeply unfair. This moment marks the true beginning of Attack on Titan's final thematic arc, the cycle of hatred. The Eldians were once oppressors. Now they're oppressed. The world fears them because of history. The Eldians resent the world because of suffering. And both sides believe they're justified. No one is innocent. Everyone is trapped. And here's where the episode gets almost cruelly meta. The Scouts finally achieve their long-term goal. They reclaim Wall Maria. They reach the basement. They learn the truth. And instead of celebration, they're left with existential dread. There's no triumphant ending here. No cheering crowd. Just people standing in a room, realizing that the fight they trained for their entire lives was only the prologue. The episode ends not with action, but with a question. What do you do once you know the truth? Because knowledge doesn't automatically bring freedom. Sometimes it just gives you better reasons to despair. From a storytelling perspective, this episode is a masterclass in payoff. The basement was teased for nearly 60 episodes.
Hey, Dad! Why don't you show me what's in the cellar?
Well, perhaps when you've realized the most important thing of all.
Luckily for us, the fires burnt out before they got this far.
This is it. The stairs to the cellar are beneath this door.
All right.
That's a relief. I was worried that it might have flooded by now.
Let's go.
Do it, Aaron.
Right.
You okay?
What's wrong?
Hurry it up.
I can't. The key doesn't go to this door.
What?
That doesn't make sense. I'm sure it's the key that Dr. Yeager had.
Step aside. I'll open it.
Wait, what? That'll do it.
Episodes. And instead of delivering something flashy, it delivers something far more dangerous: context. It doesn't answer every question. It creates bigger ones. Who is right? Can the cycle be broken? Is freedom even possible in a world built on inherited hatred? And most importantly, what will Ren do with this knowledge? Season 3 Episode 19 is the quiet turning point of Attack on Titan. The moment the series grows up, looks the audience in the eye, and says, this isn't about monsters anymore. It's about people, and that's why it sticks with you. No matter how many Titans fall later, no matter how wild the story becomes, everything traces back to this basement. To a few dusty books that shattered an entire worldview. So yeah, the basement lived up to the hype. Just not in the way anyone expected. Now, before we leave the basement and move on with our lives pretending we're emotionally okay, there's one detail in this episode that deserves to be slowed down, zoomed in, and gently poked with a stick. Eren Yeager's reaction to the truth. Or more specifically, how little reaction he seems to have on the surface, and how absolutely terrifying that is. Because if you're expecting Eren to scream, punch a wall, or declare war on the universe the moment he learns humanity exists beyond the walls, surprise. He doesn't, and that silence, he speaks louder than any battle cry he's ever given. Up until this episode, Eren has always been loud in his emotions. His anger is explosive, his grief is raw, and his sense of justice is about as subtle as a titan kicking down a gate. When something hurts him, we know it instantly. When he hates something, the entire world hears about it. But in the basement, Eren is different. He listens, he stares, he goes quiet, and that's not character inconsistency. That's character evolution. When Grisha's journals reveal that the world outside the walls is alive, functioning, and thriving, Eren's lifelong belief collapses in real time. His entire identity was built around one simple idea. We are trapped, and Titans are the reason. That belief justified everything: his rage, his sacrifice.
It almost feels like a laboratory down here.
My dad was a doctor, so he was always cooped up down here mixing medicines.
That makes sense. Actually, if we assume that all of this is labeled accurately, most of it seems to be widely available. And all of the books on hand relate to medicine. This looks like a normal doctor's study. There isn't a single thing here that would rouse my suspicion, as I'm sure your father intended.
Right. If you want to hide something from the interior police, you want to be sure not to give them any leads. Hey, don't just stand there, get to work. Ervin's hunches are rarely wrong.
Right.
Thanks for the drink, Mikasa. Looks like another all-nighter.
Aaron. Look, I found a keyhole.
Try it.
That got it. It's empty?
Look closer. There's a false bottom.
The cloth smells like peppermint oil and charcoal. Guess he was using these to ward off moisture and bugs.
If what we're looking for exists, then we found it.
After all this time, Dad might finally explain himself.
His willingness to keep moving forward no matter how much blood was spilled. But now the Titans aren't the origin of suffering. They're just one chapter in a much larger, much uglier human story. For Eren, this is not just new information. This is an existential crisis. Notice how the episode frames him visually. While Haynes reacts with shock and manic curiosity, while Armin's eyes light up with understanding, Eren often looks hollow. His gaze drifts. He looks like someone who just realized the finish line he's been running toward his entire life was painted on a wall. Because think about what freedom meant to Eren. Freedom, to him, was the absence of walls. The open sky. A world without titans. A place where he could move without fear. But now he learns that beyond the walls lies another prison. One made not of stone, but of hatred, politics, and history. And unlike walls, those don't fall just because you hit them hard enough. This is the first time Eren understands something truly horrifying. Even if every titan disappeared tomorrow, he still wouldn't be free. That realization quietly rewires his mind. There's also something deeply unsettling about the way Eren reacts to learning that titans are humans. Earlier in the series, this revelation would have crushed him emotionally. The guilt alone might have destroyed him. But here, he absorbs it almost clinically. That doesn't mean he doesn't care. It means his emotional framework is shifting. Eren has always been willing to shoulder unbearable burdens if it means moving forward. Now, instead of asking, who deserves to die, his mind starts drifting toward a darker question. What must be done, no matter how horrible, to reach freedom? The basement doesn't turn Eren into a villain. It doesn't flip a switch. It plants a seed. Another subtle but powerful detail is how Eren responds to the idea of the outside world hating Eldians. There's no surprise there. Almost like, on some level, he expected it. His entire life has been defined by being hated by titans, feared by civilians, and used as a weapon by the military. Learning that the rest of the world sees him as a threat just fits.
Then Erwin raised his hand and asked the strangest question. How can we be sure there aren't other humans living far away from the walls? His thinking was that since we'd never been able to search freely beyond the walls, we had no way of confirming that the rest of humanity had been wiped out by Titans completely.
And yet, that's exactly what our historians would claim. Think. If our history books would claim to be unbiased, the phrasing should be, it's believed that the rest of mankind was killed.
If I'm being honest, I feel like you're just splitting hairs here.
I'm not! This was a deliberate choice they made. These books, they're commissioned and issued by the royal government itself. Get it? Their intent is to make us believe we're the only humans left.
Maybe they just assumed. Aren't you reading a little too far into this? Back then I made fun of his theory, but he may have been right.
If he is, you'll just have to apologize to him. Look there. The sun's rising. If our heroes are going to return, it should be soon.
Pardon, but the scouts came back a moment ago. They did it! They reclaimed Walmaria!
Is this a painting?
Let me look closer. No, this is far too detailed to have been drawn by a human hand.
Hey, there's writing on the back.
This is no illustration. It was made by gathering the light reflected off the subject and burning it into an image on special paper.
Looks quite nice, right? Where I'm from, there are many amazing technologies like this. Mankind isn't gone. Beyond the walls, countless humans live in comfortable refinement. I pray the person who finds this book will be a fellow patriot.
Thank you so much for watching this video on General Sansan Anime. I really appreciate you spending your time here and sharing this anime journey with me. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Your support truly means a lot and helps the channel grow stronger every day. I'll be back very soon with more exciting reactions, emotional moments, and unforgettable anime scenes for all of us to experience together. Until next time, take care, keep enjoying anime, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.